I wanted to bring to your attention a docu-series that I began watching. It's called The Deep End, and it's about this woman here, and her name is Teal Swan, although her actual name, that's her stage name, I guess you call it. Her actual name is Mary Teal Bosworth. And they made a point about this in the beginning, that she changed her name. Apparently, she was born in New Mexico. At some point, she moved to Utah. But between the ages of 6 and 19, as they show in the docuseries, she seems to have been abused relentlessly by some man that I think her mother knew. So here it is. So when I was young, I accidentally was walked into an area where it was they were doing surveys, and it turned out it was a Scientology seminar, or where they try to get you to buy the books and whatnot. I didn't buy it, but I did see this guy on the street every night, and so I was curious as to what he was doing. And then later, maybe a couple years later, a movie came out with Michael O'Keefe called Split Image, and it was about cults. And I was so fascinated with this movie, it was so well done, that I kept it on my radar about cults. And now I've learned, not just now, but over time, I've learned how big cults are. And they take in a lot of people. If you know this, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you could do a little research. I'll put some links in. You would be shocked at how many people are drawn into cults in all countries. The U.S., Canada, in China. It doesn't get much play or media coverage, but I did some research when I was there. It is a huge thing there as well, not to mention Korea and Japan and other countries. And so some people are alleging that this woman is a cult leader. Other people say she's a spiritual catalyst, as she calls herself. And I could see from the minute, within 20 minutes or so, I could definitively say she is not what she portends to be. So I did a little research just to back up what my suspicions were, and they did confirm what I thought. And then, as I did more research, I found that there's a podcast about her. I haven't started listening to it. I only listened to the trailer. But I think it's Gizmodo does a podcast called The Gateway. So I'm looking forward to listening to that. But I could tell a few things. First of all, she swears quite a bit. And I've gotten told off before, oh, don't worry, it's just swearing. But that is one of the features that I use. If you're educated and you're of the mindset, you don't need to swear. There's lots of other adjectives that can be used instead of swear words. And the other thing is, within 5 or 10 minutes of the beginning, when they were showing her in a group, one of the men expressed what you might call skepticism of her, and she went after him with the zeal of a cult leader. She tried to denigrate him. She tried to call him out and embarrass him just for him expressing doubt, or that he didn't want to just bow down to her as the smartest woman in the room. And this also was curious, because if you really are comfortable with yourself, you wouldn't need to act in this manner or attack him in the way she did. She also, in the documentary, shows that she was with this man who she was romantically involved with. When they broke up, he still remained her manager, even through her, she said 12 to 15 other relationships. So it seems like she has, and he also has, some, I don't know quite how to describe it, some relationship that they need to be with each other, even though they are with other people romantically. I have no reason to believe that they are romantically involved secretly, but it is a question that one might ask themselves if that is the case, the way they are so devoted to each other and the way they kind of flirt with each other, even on camera. So one could be wonder if there's something else going off camera. Also, when this gentleman had a relationship with another girl and he did intend to marry her, when this girl came, I believe she came from Germany, she was very jealous. You could see on camera she was watching her with not only cynicism and skepticism, but almost jealousy and contempt. So that was interesting as well, as a sidebar. So as you can tell, I don't particularly like this woman. Some people I could see that find her attractive, and even on the show, one guy said he was there because he found her attractive, and she's always saying that she doesn't like it when someone looks at her that way and type of thing. But anyways, so it seems that there's 4 episodes. I've only watched 2, but it is something that if you're interested in this topic, I would highly recommend you watch this. There's a lot of things you can learn from it, and to be aware of it. Apparently, she has millions of followers on YouTube. I still cannot understand quite exactly why, except that they may be troubled individuals who are seeing someone easily accessible on YouTube who speaks to their concerns and seems to give them comfort. I think this is, as other people have said, I think this is dangerous. She seems to be preying on them. She seems, by hiring this manager, she seems to be only concerned with increasing the number of people who follow her. And she did express that she wants to be more popular than the Pope, which seems quite a weird aspiration. You should just, to me, aspire to be the best you that you can be, and if people like you, they will follow you, but I don't know why she's making this all about a number of people who she will get to follow her, but that's of course her, it's her right to do that. That just is another thing that, for me, adds to the skepticism people should have about her. She seems to have the wrong goals and aspirations. But I'll put some links in. You can read more about her. But if you have someone who is following her and you're concerned, I would say you should be concerned. She seems quite, I almost want to say unhinged to me. She seems to have some things that I would just be very skeptical about, but that's for her to deal with, not me. So Teal Swan, spiritual catalyst or cult leader, that is for you to decide.